All right, we got our first stack of steel ingots here. It's made up from the steel I what is that, macerated down from the armors. Still got almost a stack and a half in there. Well, it would be a stack and a half once I put that down. Now I can finally start making some steel stuff and getting to LV. Let's see, I'm gonna take the loot bag. I don't need that iron ore for nothing. I made up a stack of wrought iron earlier, so I've already got that. That was easy to make. You just cut them in iron nuggets, cook the nuggets in the furnace, and then compress them down in the compressor. So we'll go ahead and collect that. And I will look through these lists and see what else I can make and work on. I've been working on my mob, or not my mob, for my villager storehouse, basically. I've been just keeping them in this big mosh pit, but they like to die in there a lot. So I've been transferring them over to this thing, which has got a bunch of water sources along a wall down here. And then a floor one above that, and then I've been cutting holes in the floor on a checkerboard and just shoving the villagers in there. There's like 3 of them in each cell. And then in the middle, there's a hopper with a water channel going to it from each side. And that feeds down underneath. Into this chest. And just those guys have been getting me, almost 5 stacks of emeralds right now. And it's scalable too. I just can, raise the floor up at 1 every time. Now the little ceiling I put on top of them will be the floor for the next ones. That's going to get a layer of water on it all the way across there. Once this is filled in right here, this one will get chopped off. Then there'll be a spot at the center with a sign so that all the emeralds will flow down, hit the water channel on each side, and drop straight down to the one below. And I can just go up infinitely. Okay, I'm crafting up this flint and steel here to get this nether quest done. I'm going to take the loot bag again. And now we just need to go to the nether. Eventually. I do need to get some obsidian. Okay, now that we've got steel, I'm going to go ahead and make this upgraded coal boiler here. That plus out of the way. So we can not starving our machines as much anymore. Just go ahead and get rid of this one real quick. Might move it somewhere else, but for now, it's just going to go right there. Well, I've gone through about 10 stacks of cookie arrows, breeding these guys, splitting them, and getting them from the farm before I finally got tired of it and just saved scummed for about 6 hours reloading and finally got a guy with simmering combs. So now we can get those and start working on the stuff I need to get lava. Okay, I just used a bunch of XP to craft up a stack of this silver here, and now I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my steam alloy smelter to the high pressure. And that's going to go good with the 2 high pressure boilers that I've got already. And now we're going to craft up a stack of rubber with all this raw rubber dust that I've got. And that's going to help us get on our way to crafting up the squeezer and the centrifuge that I'm going to need. Okay, so I've come across a little problem here. In order to power my squeezer and centrifuge, I need an engine of some kind, and I need some lapis for that, and the only way I can get that, other than now, I had a loot bag that gave me a block of lapis, but I want to go ahead and get this the legit way, and the only way I can see to get it is with those Lazulia seeds, which means I need to get into Thaumcraft, so we're going to go ahead and start that now, and I just crafted up a cauldron, and I've got these wands that I got from a villager, and you can see the stuff I've been trading with. So we got some niter that we're going to use to keep our cauldron lit, and we're going to just place that down right here. And this thing should fill up with water when it's next to the thing. I think it does anyway. Yep, there we go. It's full. I'm going to stick these guys up here to hopefully keep any nastiness down. Oh. I'm hoping that'll block any nasty crap from coming out of it. See, I can stay on top of it now and it doesn't do anything to me. So, there we go. Now I'm going to have to just start working my way through. I got a bookshelf right here. Just go ahead and toss that down. Get our book and start in on Thaumcraft. Okay, I'm going to craft up the 3 tables I believe I need. And just set our Thaumcraft over here. I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. That gets us our table. And I believe I need those 2 for the research table. Yep, and a scribing tool. How can I get a glass file? Rubber ball. How can I get the rubber ball? Okay, there we go. I got some rubber that I made up earlier. And some files. And there we go, our first scribing tool's made up. Just throw that on there. We get some research. I already got this research note here from combining up 9 of those fragments. Let's see, knowledge fragments, I think it was. I had some from drops and some trades that I'd done with villagers. And you can take 9 of those and craft them up into like a random research note. So now we can get into doing this, and I've got to be really careful with this because I'm not going to be able to get a whole lot of aspects real quick. Okay, it took me a minute to figure this out. We got to drag and drop these guys on to unlock our different aspects here. So in order to progress in Thaumcraft further, I needed to get a thermometer, but I didn't have all the shards. But luckily I know a guy who's got a villager breeding area, and I borrowed that and bred up all these villagers here until I finally got the ones that had the remaining ones I needed. So we can move on with Thaumcraft now. Okay, I was just about to craft this up, and I was thinking it took a glass lens, but it is a diamond lens, so I am not going to be able to make a thermometer for now. So I gotta go back to researching to see what I need to do to progress in Thaumcraft some more. Well, I managed to get one done here after going through the table and combining a bunch of different aspects together. And that is simple duplication. We'll go ahead and check that out. And just lets me dupe stuff. I guess that'll be handy in the future. I still can't tell what I've got in there, though, without a thermometer, So I've made a bit of a cheesy discovery, and that is that these mana beans that you can buy from the villagers, if they have an unknown aspect, it'll tell you if you don't know it. So let's see if we've got one in here. There we go, there's an unknown aspect. 4 of them. And you can eat these, and not every time, but sometimes, you will get that aspect. Like, it didn't give it to me any of those times, but that's how I got Alienus here. And I think one of the ones over here too, Eider. That's how I got both of those. And it does affect your hunger. So it says, eaten, so many times. Let's see. Do I have any more that I haven't eaten yet? Might have to go hit up the villagers. But anyways, After you've eaten so many of them, you won't be able to eat anymore, but you can just go and kill yourself, which is what I've been doing. And it resets your hunger, so you can just keep eating them to the new ones to learn the new stuff that you don't have before you eat the thermometer, and you can actually discover the aspects. And I will say that when you get a trader with a bean, buy them one at a time. That way you can get different ones each time instead of... Because if you just shift click, you'll get all of the same ones. And you can see I got a bunch of different ones, including a couple of unknowns. This guy here is about done, so I'll just buy what else I can from him and then move on to a different one. Okay, let's test out these 3 unknown ones and see if I get an aspect out of them. Oh, there we go. I got Tell 'em, which was there. I did not have that one before. So that is one more new aspect for me. And if I need to get it, I can figure out what makes up Tell 'em and then go ahead and combine other things into it. I just unlocked another research, Thaumcraft nature. You can see all of the aspects I've gotten just from eating the beans. There's still a few more that I haven't gotten from that. So let's see where we're at now. See, metalite, blacks. I need the metalite. This is the one I need. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that. And some paper. And get that research. And it looks like I need to find another aspect. So back to buying and eating beans. Alright, I've been doing a bit of grinding, and I got 6 of these researches done. There's advanced entropy manufacturing, metalite, alchemy restoration, copper wand caps, magical metallurgy, making amber, and paving stone of warding. Just the random ones that I could do out of all the ones that I'd picked. I can't do any of these up here. Well, I can do some of them, but they're for like the golem caps, like tiny spectacles. I'm not going to waste my time doing those. And the other ones I don't have aspects for. And here we've just got the Lazulia done. So now I can take a look at that and see what that takes. So we need lucrum and census and some seeds, and then I can get Lazulia seeds. Okay, after looking around, it says I can get the lucrum from gold coins and census from dye, and I've got tons of dye from the slime farm. And I got these 9, assuming they've got 1 in each. I don't know. This would be enough to get me 3 seeds, so we're just gonna chuck all this in and hope for the best. And it did. It got me 3 seeds. Excellent. Now we go plant these, and I just wanted to see if these would go into a crop stick, and they will not. So we just plant them regular and wait for them to grow. So I'm assuming those are fully grown now. Yep, and we got our first piece of lapis. The right way. So I'll just replant these and get on to making the engine I need. Alright, here's the first part of our craft that I needed the lapis for. It's the commercial steam engine. Now I'm going to go ahead and get the squeezer and the centrifuge as soon as I craft up all the things for those. Okay, I've got everything I need, I believe, for the squeezer and for the centrifuge. Oh, wait, I'm missing something on the centrifuge now, it looks like. The motors. I need to craft up 2 more motors. Okay, squeezer, centrifuge. There we go. Now we've got everything. So now I can go ahead and get these plumbed up and get to squeezing on my 7 simmering combs and hope we end up with what we need to finish this quest. Or not quest, but get lava finally. It is an epic quest for me, but not one in the book. Okay, our 7 simmering combs got us 10 phosphor and 7 refractory wax. That is a pretty good deal for us. That is going to get me a decent amount of lava. So we just need, what do we need? The squeezer and 1 piece of cobble for every 2. So we'll stick that there and run over to my stone chest and get 5 pieces of cobblestone. And there we go, the first lava on the account. Now I can finally get a stone generator and I can get my smeltery going. It's going to be great. Okay, just crafting up my casting table, which was the last piece I needed for the multi-block goals here. Okay, and if you're not aware, you don't have to just put cobblestone in the smeltery to make a seared stone. You can put other things in there. And for the 360 millibuckets that I needed for that 1 piece of seared stone, I used 9 crossbow bodies because they give 40 millibuckets apiece, and that ended up being exactly 360. That way I didn't have any extra, and I didn't have to smelt up, a whole ton of cobblestone. If you've got a huge smeltery, you could do like a quadruple compressed and get like 118,000, and it would cost you, less lava than what I'd used just for the 9, because I've only got 9 spots in there, so 9 was perfect for it, and I used up 240 millibuckets of lava to make that, so I could get this casting table. Alright, we'll just go ahead and place that down now, right there. See what I get out of the loot bags. Just some junk. Oh, some steel ice stuff I can smelt down, and beef Wellington. So I built myself a quick little cobblestone generator here, and I'm just going to stand here and mine up a full barrel full of it so I can start replacing all this wood with some stone. Okay, I changed direction a little bit and just massively expanded my smeltery out by pulverizing down a bunch of cobblestone. I changed how this was. I got a redstone clock I put on the back of it and a piston, so it just comes out and I can just stand here and mine it, mindlessly watching YouTube on my other screen. A furnace right there because the piston can't push it, and ran about 24 stacks of cobblestone through my forge hammer to make gravel and sand, and now we've got a huge smeltery. And then I went and made XP buckets and got a bunch of copper, aluminum, and all the steel from all the boots that I had. I ground all those up, and now we're going to chuck it all in there at once. And we've got tons of room still. And this is going to get me all the aluminum brass I need. And I have a bunch of steel for making the molds for this quest right here. So we're going to get all these molds made up. And then we'll be able to get into LV finally. Alright, I've got all my casting forms made up. We'll just swap this over to steel. And start making all these casts. Well, that's our molds made up, and I got a whole 6 eggs out of the quest book for it, or the loot bag. See, I'm not gonna bother making that. And now I can jump over here to the LV section, and I can finally start. Actually, no. I'll still be on the Steam section. I can start in over here and start making this stuff to get some circuits made. So in order to get some glass for making these things, I'm just gonna macerate down some bottles and all these potions that I'm never gonna use. And I also noticed while I was over here putting some other ones in that there's a little square of taint right here under this tree, which apparently that is not good enough to keep the cauldron from leaking. So I'm gonna have to like double up my glowstone blocks around there and see if that works. Alright, just crafted up the very first vacuum tubes. And here we're crafting up the very first electric circuit on the account. And with that, we are really starting to pick up on the progress. So we can go and make a basic steam turbine next. Just gotta get some more materials for that and get it crafted. And here we go with our very first steam turbine. Getting into the steam age, the electric. Okay, just ready to craft up our first actual machine here, and it's going to be the basic wire mill. And we've already got the steam turbine. I'm going to drop this over here. Just plug that in. Now we're going to be able to save a whole lot of supplies with making wires, because we're not going to have to cut them out of plates anymore. Okay, I've just done some more crafting, and now we can get our basic bending machine out. Once more, saving us a bunch of time when we're crafting stuff. And I'm just going to park it right here, and I will turn the turbine when I need to use it for now, because I'm cheap. Just pop her like that. Get a little bit of charge in it for now. And eventually I'll get another turbine and a better setup out here, but for now that's going to have to do. Just crafting up the basic lathe now. Still got to find a spot to put this one. I think we'll put it right there, and then we'll just move this pipe. Anyway, we can still continue to use our one singular basic steam turbine. And I just used our brand new lathe to reach peak Greg by turning one stack of oak logs into 4 stacks of longwood sticks for making crops. Well, I just did a full run through my XP farm just to see what I would get. I've got 3 layers in here of this. And these are all the XP berries I got. So let's see what the XP is going to be in total. $81 levels from just one run through here. It's nice. So I've decided I want to work on the cutting machine next. And I need cobalt brass for that. So I've been making these small piles. And I made 16 of them to give me the 4 cobalt brass ingots here. And to save a little bit of effort, I'm going to put these into the lathe. And when the lathe cuts these into the rods that I need for the gear, it's going to give me back 2 small piles for each one. So after these are done, that's going to be 2 ingots. So I've only got to get enough for 2 more ingots to make the plates, to make the gear, like so. Just ran by the slime farm, and there must have been some good amount of infernals in there, because I got all this stuff just out a few minutes in there. Well, I ground down a piece of diamond gear to get some diamond dust, and we've got the rest of our pieces for the cobalt gear ready. So we can go ahead and get that crafted. Now I just need to get the rest of the pieces, and I'll have my block cutter. Alright, I just finally got everything crafted up for the basic cutting machine. We've got some very special plans for this thing. Now we'll be back in a minute with what those are. And here we are, the Railcraft Trade Station. I'm gonna go set this down by the villagers and see if it works the way I think it will. Okay, so I've set up some trades in here that I'd be willing to take. Simmering combs, some glass, coal coke. And if any of these guys happen to be able to trade that and they come near this station, it'll automatically trade with them and put the trade over here and take the items out. I just crafted up a basic distillery so I can get some lubricant for my saw. It's going to be much better than the water. Be a lot cheaper to run it, energy-wise. Just crafted up a high-pressure solar boiler here for get some free steam from the sun. So the whole reason I made the distillery was so I could get lubricant, so I can cut this block of diamond in half, or into 9 pieces, and it's going to have the amount of time compared to water. We look in here. The cutting machine, it's 384 seconds. 30 EU would take 230,000 EU, but with water, it's pretty much doubled, 768 seconds. Much more likely to run out of power. Well, I have discovered that one high-pressure solar boiler, 2 high-pressure coal boilers, and a small coal boiler is not enough to get this thing to finish out its craft. So I went and crafted a second solar boiler, and we'll see if that does it. Well, we have a successful operation here. We got our diamond plates. I'm going to go ahead and cut this gold plate down real quick, because we are going to make a thermometer that I can get into the scanning game. Okay, we've got our lens. Now we can run over to the crafting table, put this guy in there, and get our first thermometer. Now we can finally start playing a game and get our scan on. Oh, we don't have inventory scanning. I'm gonna have to... We do have that though, so I can just mouse over everything. So it's going to be quite a while. I'll just be scanning everything in my base that I can to get all these research points and aspects unlocked. Okay, I just finished scanning everything in the base, and we are now swimming in aspects. So I can go ahead and unlock all of these that I've already got researched, and then I'll be back. Well, this is taking a very long time. Alright, let's see if we can stand any more research before I go insane. Okay, I've decided to make myself a deconstruction table while I'm doing the research. That way I can break down like all the slime I've got and everything while I'm doing that. And remember to scan everything as you make it, so that you get the points for it. Okay, I've been going hard at the Thaumcraft, and as you see, I've got a ton more researches here to go through. I did not do any of the ones that gave me warp, so I did pretty much everything that doesn't have warp. I've just been going through and grabbing all of them because I don't know what's going to be good, what's going to give me anything I can use now or later. Okay, I'm just about to craft up a basic assembly machine right here. Put that down and pick it up just in case it gives me a trophy for it, but it doesn't. I made that mainly for saving a lot on these tanks. Normally I'd have to use 4 and 4 screws, but if I use the assembly machine, I can just do 2 plates and save on all the screws. So it'll save me quite a bit on those. Alright, I just finished the multi-block Railcraft tank quest, so I'm going to go turn that in. See what we get. And also, this guy here was not as helpful as I thought he would be. The last time I used it was in Infinity Involved Expert mode, and I had a villager spawner near it. So, you know, it was constantly grabbing me stuff that I wanted then. But in this one, not so much because the villagers have already been traded with. But there is an upgrade for it that I'm going to run through here real quick. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and get this loot bag, see what's in there. And it's just a PB&J sandwich, not all that great. And now we got the trading post, which I believe there was a quest for that somewhere in the book. I saw it when I was looking in there earlier. I'm going to go set up this trading post and tear all this back down again and get the tank up. Oh, and I got a bunch of blaze reeds over there, and what I've been doing is compressing all the blaze powder into blaze lamps and burning those. So it's 24,000 a piece over here in my high pressure coal boilers. All right, just under my villager house, and you can see how my emeralds have been collecting over the last couple of days. And I set this trading post up under here, and you can see all of the trades that are available right now. There are a ton of them, so I'm going to go through all these and see if there's anything I want and go ahead and trade them all up. Now, unfortunately, after looking through here for a bit, it does not tell you if their trade is locked. Like, okay, there we go. That guy, I've already traded with him, and he's locked for right now. I can't trade him anymore for clay. I can unlock him, but I don't know where he's going to be, you know, once I go back in here, where he's at in this whole list. So there is a bit of a downside to it. Choose my brand new assembler here to craft up some golden lassos. These are going to be real helpful for moving these villagers that don't like to be pushed around. Now I can just pick up the ones I don't want and chuck them in their hole. Like this guy here. I don't want him out here. So now I can just pick him up and drop them down in there. And they can stay in their little hole for good. So I decided to use some newfound Thaumcraft knowledge to make some redline seeds to get redstone blocks grown. And I'm going to use 4 coal coke, 8 activator tracks, and the melon seed for this. And hopefully it all works fine the first time. And it does. There we go. We got our seed. Now we can go plant this at the farm and start growing some redstone up with it. So right now I'm just trimming back my slime farm here. Originally I had this because all the platforms were stone, and I needed to, to let the slimes hop off there by themselves. But since I've replaced all the stone with all the specter glass, they just drop right through as soon as they spawn. So I'm gonna cut the shell off, rebuild it like right outside the spawn platform chunk, and then move the water sources down in there so that I'm not taking up so much room. And with this one, the slimes like to get stuck in the corners, and I got to run over and aggro them before they'll get down to the spikes and die in the middle. And then I won't have to do that anymore once I finish this up. And also we can see my test spike here, which I've put up for regular mobs to see how this will work. It's a drop shoot, kind of. I went up about 15 blocks or so, and then put a specter block every 4 blocks up all the way to the top, so that any mobs can spawn in the 1x1 and then just drop down onto a gold spike down there. And I put a vacuum hopper and some chests and a small tank down there to collect the drops. And so far it is working a little bit. I just want to let it go for a bit and make sure it doesn't end up with a giant ball of cobblestone at the bottom like my last regular mob farm did. And we can see my villager area here. I've just got a bunch of the guys with combs because I keep trying to get more simmering combs, which I have not done yet. And then we've got the spot where I've been chucking the other guys. Let me see on the F3 what we got. We right now have 623-ish villagers over there. So while cutting this building down over here, I decided to upgrade my axe to steel, and I was looking for a way to get steel a little easier, and I come across these steam locomotives here, which, well, I won't call them a great deal at 38 emeralds apiece. These things macerate down into 17 steel dust apiece. Well, I've completed redoing my mob farm here. Just got 4 gold spikes right here and the vacuum hopper, putting the hops down or drops in here and putting the XP there, and it's working all right so far. And on my little experiment here with the drop shaft with all the layers of specter glass, that's working pretty good. I've got 11 buckets of XP in there, and this is all the loot that I've gotten so far out of it. So that's not bad. I may end up expanding this thing out a bunch more. And after running back from the mob farm over there and checking all the steel I've got, this is all the steel I got from grinding down a whole bunch of those rail locomotive cars. That solved my steel problem there, just for a bunch of emeralds. All right, we just got the Alamite quest done. I already crafted up the tool forge with the other stuff I made. I just made like 3 crafts of it with the Alamite dust craft here and smelted them up in the smeltery. So I just used some of my beekeeper coins to buy a meadows hive and a forest hive, and wish me luck that I actually get a princess and a drone. Okay, we got one from each, and they're both pristine, so we lucked out. We can go on with that quest, and we can look in the book and see that besides those 2, the only thing I've done is I got the trees once, because you pretty much have to, and I bought the garden bags, and I got saplings once because I didn't know you could end up getting them from the breeding. Well, we're done with the villager breeder for now, so I'm just going to go ahead and chop the whole thing down and get rid of it. We can just use cookies to split all of our villagers up if we want to, so that's what I'm going to do from now on. Well, after a night of AFK, while I was sleeping, I've had 2 silverwood trees with nodes pop up. They've converted this little area over here into a magical forest for me, and I've even got some hobgoblins that showed up. And I think I'll move one of them over to my little janky cobble farm that I've been manually doing, and I'll just flip the piston over to the other side and put the clog back on it, so it's coming out over here. And I'll pin one of them up over there, give them a pick, and have them start mining it for me. That way I don't have to do it anymore. And I also expanded my spike out to 3 killing chambers, and it has been very successful. It ran the whole time. No explosions, nothing, and I got almost 3 full chests, or almost 4 full chests of loot out of it. And this was just what I could collect because it was overflowing. There was like a ball of garbage just flying around here, and I don't know how much despawned while I was sleeping, and the tanks were completely full. I did craft up 2 diamond spikes out of 1 block that I got in here earlier, and this is just what's come in here while I've been running around for the last 10 minutes or so after cleaning it up. So this thing is making a lot of loot for me. I may even get rid of the slime farm and just expand out to this. I just got to get some more diamond blocks so I can make more diamond spikes. The gold ones, they kind of take a long time to kill the mobs, and I want them dead as fast as possible. And right now the diamond ones are unenchanted. I did put I crafted some flim flam books and put those on the diamond spikes just to try and help them out a little bit, but I don't know if that really did anything. I haven't gotten any good enchantment books from killing any mobs myself yet, but hopefully that changes in the future and we can get some decent stuff going on them. Spent a little time rebuilding my cobble farm and putting this little hobgoblin in there. My goblin hall smells of rich mahogany now, and he's going to town. I've got some of this cobaltite dust. Don't know what to do with that, but I've got it. And I put all my cobblestone in there, and he's just going away at it for the rest of his life. Yeah, I just finished building some more solar boilers and stuck them down over here along with another water tank that's currently filling up. So now I've got 6 of these powering the base going up into this steam tank, and so far it's keeping up with my 1 turbine just fine. So now I can go ahead and make some more and move a bunch of this stuff around again and get some more progress going. Just made the first muffler, and now it's going to be much quieter in here. Don't have to listen to that thing going anymore. That's already great. And here we go with our basic chemical reactor. That's going to help us make rubber a lot more efficiently. I've just been smelting it up in the alloy smelter, and it takes a lot of my sulfur. Yeah, I've just made 9 cobalt brass here on my janky setup. I got an ultra low voltage tank to hop underneath, just feeding into the work table. And then I can just pick whatever I want, say 10, craft it up, pull the buckets out, stick them back in the thing while it's draining me, and rinse and repeat. And I did that until I had 36 of the small piles. I can make 9 of these. Now I have to go centrifuge them so I can get some zinc. Well, I have been using these wood plates here to cover up my pipes and machines and stuff to keep myself from burning. You know, but I just found out you can use paper on accident by clicking on this machine here when I was coming by. Look at that, paper as a cover. Never knew that before. Well, I just did this here quest and got the loot bag, and the loot bag gave me 10 obsidian. So now I'm going to be able to go to the nether and unlock that. Not a lot going on over here.